What's the haps, everybody? This is Zeke Sadiq, and today I'd like to discuss spirituality versus religion. I feel like the New Age community and just a lot of spiritual seekers out there, they seem to get caught up in some kind of trouble when it comes to the word religion. By this point in time, it seems like there's a negative connotation.
Hello, you have a call from
Zeke Sadiq.
an inmate at Clark County Detention Center. To accept this call, press 5. To refuse this call, hang up now. To block this call and all future calls, press 9.
Come on, pick up. I'm stuck on house arrest, so what can I do? I got a few topics I'd like to discuss with you. I'm locked up and preaching, free within myself. Preach! Dedicate my time to spread knowledge yourself. I'm grateful for the lessons and I pray for the wicked. They destroy the truth, but I'm barely stay gifted. I accept life blessings by affirming my intention. I'm a poet, a magician, I'm one of God's inventions. Learn to make the most out of every situation. Give out my love without hesitation. I'm a Sin City Saints, spreading mercy over justice. Now check out the show and let's all make progress. What's the haps? What's the haps? I'm paying for my sins by giving love back. Yes. What's the haps? What's the haps? I'm paying for my sins by giving love back. Yes. What's the haps? What's the haps? I'm paying for my sins by giving love back. Yes. What's the haps? What's the haps? I'm paying for my sins by giving love back. Yes. House arrest, preaching services. House arrest. Zeke Sadiq. Mercy over justice. MOJ. What's the haps? Yeah.
What's the haps, everybody? This is Zeke Sadiq, and today I'd like to discuss the differences in the terms religion and spirituality. I'm also going to bring up a couple other words and the etymology behind these two words, as well as the connotation that society seems to hold in regards to these words. I've got the trusty internet over here, and I'm going to be pulling up some definitions and comparing and just giving some thoughts and understanding of my own. Those of you that are part of the Hare Krishna community or are familiar with Srila Prabhupada's work have heard the similarity between the term religion and the term yoga, which Srila Prabhupada had given. Let's just start off with discussing why. Why is this difference even made? Well, it seems to me that in modern society, people have a desire to be very individualistic, and they don't want to belong to any kind of organized society or religion. They feel like religion has a negative connotation. Religion has been used as far as fighting wars over. The problems going on in the Middle East are generally seen as having been caused by religion, and also the religious conquests of the Spaniards and the Christians and the Roman Empire have also somewhat tainted the term religion. But in essence, there really isn't much difference in the words spiritual, religious, even the word philosophy, or the word yoga, like I've already mentioned. So, Srila Prabhupada, he said that the term religion or religious comes from re logos. So re means again, or something having some sort of cyclical pattern. Repeats, reincarnation, reanimated. So these words that have the prefix RE tend to imply some kind of situation that is happening again. Now, the word logos, it says here on the free dictionary from thefreedictionary.com, logos, in Greek and Hebrew metaphysics, the unifying principle of the world. The central idea of the logos is that it links God and man. Hence, any system in which the logos plays a part is monistic. Okay. So, basically saying that the logos is a method of unifying God and man. And so religion, re-logos would imply that God and man were connected at some point in time and that they have to be reconnected. Now, another explanation or definition that I've seen for the term logos is divine will or divine word. So again, if you consider a reconnection or relinking with the divine will or the divine word, that would also imply that man at some point in time, or woman, not to use any terms that will offend anybody, but in the general sense of man as in mankind, if you consider that at some point in time, mankind was linked with the divine will or the divine word, and that we need to re-link. So I have the etymology for the word yoga somewhere over here. Okay. And I've read this enough times to have an idea, but still. Yoga comes from the Sanskrit word yuk, which literally means union or yoking, generally referring to with the Supreme Spirit. And if you want to look this up, you can look up Etym Online, which is the online etymology dictionary. And it specifically says, from pi root yug, to join. And Sanskrit being language that has been translated and also can have different types of pronunciation in different regions in India. So on this etymology dictionary, it says that the root is yug, that they spell Y-E-U-G. But as I've seen it spelt and more than likely pronounced as yuk, Y-U-K, by Srila Prabhupada, I personally believe either one is acceptable, but the reason is because of the translation. So let's move on. Religion, right here on the online etymology dictionary, it says, a conduct indicating a belief in a divine power. It also says, state of life bound by monastic vows. So we can see that it has certain extremes, certain laws and rules, or it can be as simple as a manner that you would act in resulting from having a belief in some God consciousness. It also says conscientiousness, sense of right, moral obligation, fear of the gods, divine service, religious observance, a faith, a mode of worship, cult, sanctity, and holiness. So the term religion actually covers a broad variety of different meanings. But based on the term from its etymology, it means to reconnect to the source of all things, the divine will, or to that which is where man and God were originally connected. Now, spirituality, according to Psychology Today, it says, spirituality means something different to everyone. For some, it's about participating in an organized religion, going to church, synagogue, a mosque, etc. For others, it's more personal. Some people get in touch with their spiritual side through private yoga, private prayer, meditation, quiet reflection, or even long walks. So, again, spirituality also has a broad definition. It can be something very simple, something that you could call your personal religion or your personal walk with God, or something very specific, such as going to church every Sunday, going to the temple every Saturday, going to the mosque every Friday, performing salat, the Muslim prayer, 5 times a day. That can be a spiritual endeavor or a spiritual practice. Now, this is Merriam-Webster Dictionary. It says, the full definition of spirituality: something that in ecclesiastical law belongs to the church or to a cleric as such. So, according to this, the full definition of spirituality or spiritualities are properties or objects that actually belong to the church or to the cleric based on ecclesiastical law. So this is an interesting concept, because now the term spiritualities directly relates to that which belongs to organized religion. Another option or interpretation from this Merriam-Webster.com: sensitivity or attachment to religious values. So now the term religious is actually being used in the definition of spirituality. And the final definition here: the quality or state of being spiritual. And obviously that's the most common, the most expected translation or definition of this word spirituality: the quality or state of being spiritual. So we have all kinds of people debating, I'm not religious, I'm spiritual. And, on this website, allaboutspirituality.org, which is actually a Christian website. And again, Christianity is an organized religion, but here they're taking this approach probably because they see that so many people out there, New Agers and whatnot, are just wanting to be quote unquote spiritual and not religious. So it says spirituality. Is it religion? Spirituality extends beyond an expression of religion or practice of religion. There is a pursuit for a spiritual dimension that not only inspires, but creates harmony with the universe. Sounds a lot like some of the definitions that I read about religion. And specifically about the logos, about man being connected to the divine. And it says creating harmony with the universe. But this is like some fanciful speech that these Christians are using to just try to bring some New Agers into their realm. It goes on to say, That relationship between ourselves and something greater compels us to seek answers about the infinite. During times of intense emotional, mental, or physical stress, man searches for transcendent meaning. Oftentimes through nature, music, the arts, or a set of philosophical beliefs. This often results in a broad set of principles that transcends all religions. Nice and flowery and poetic language, which is exactly what these New Age type people seem to need, so that way they can feel that they're fanciful and free and not part of the dogmatic zealots and the hypocrites of the religious oppressive societies. So let's continue. These are some quotes about religion versus spirituality. This is by somebody named Davis from 1995. Religion is generally recognized to be the practical expression of spirituality, the organization, rituals, and practice of one's beliefs. Here's another quote from Ebersole and Hess from 1998. Religion includes specific beliefs and practices, while spirituality is far broader. So, like I said, both those quotes are from the 90s, relatively recent enough, within the past 20 years. And that's why I believe that it's just the modern connotation of these words that has people scared. So here's another definition of the word religion from dictionary.com. A set of beliefs concerning the cause, nature, and purpose of the universe, especially when considered as the creation of a superhuman agency or agencies, usually involving devotional and ritual observances, and often containing a moral code governing the conduct of human affairs. Another one here says, the body of persons adhering to a particular set of beliefs and practices. Another one says, something one believes in and follows devotedly, a point of matter of ethics or conscience. So, the definitions of religion and spirituality can kind of go either way. They seem to overlap in a lot of ways. We've found that sometimes the word spiritual is used in the definition of religious, and sometimes the word religion is used in the definition of spiritual. So it's all kind of in your mind. Are you religious or are you spiritual? Blah, blah, blah. Anyhow, for me, I am a religious, practicing, spiritual being that has a walk with God, and I hope to transcend space and time with the philosophies of the divine and unwind with my mind and be completely fine and refined as I can just turn the base chemicals into something like gold and sip on the wine, the blood of the Christ, and I find that I can combine the words sometime, but I'm off the top of my mind. I'm a little bit crazy, but it's okay because I'm perfectly fine. So whatever that really means, is just a little flowery, poetic, free flow from the heart that I'm giving you right about now. And the last word that I'd like to dissect with you guys, since this modern society we live in loves to analyze everything so much because we want to be so scientific. We don't want to be religious. We want to be spiritual. All right. Philosophy, philosophia, philo, the love, sophia, meaning wisdom. So generally it is translated as the love of wisdom or the love of knowledge, the pursuit of wisdom, or systematic investigation. And Sophia is also often considered the feminine type of wisdom, the counterpart to the Christ. And Sophia had already existed as a feminine divine characteristic in the Greeks' school of thought, which there's another term for all these things. But anyhow, the Christians also applied it to their set of beliefs. So, when everything is said and done, we can consider religions, yoga practices, aside from, physical postures, because, again, it's the connotation of the word, not the true etymology of the word that people are so caught up in nowadays. The system of yoga that people are the most common with is just some kind of physical exercise, or maybe it has the potential to be a way of posturing yourself into being a meditative practice, and then it can be a way for you to truly relink yourself to the divine source. So yoga does have a religious benefit aside from just being physical postures. But the true definition of the word yoga is to reconnect. Like I mentioned earlier, it's the yoke. So we are yoked. We are relinked to the absolute source. I mean, if you think of the word yolk like a egg yolk, the yolk is stuck in the rest of the egg. It's connected. So, there's meanings to these words. There's reasons that certain words are used, and they are chosen to display certain meaning. And I personally have no fear in calling myself religious. I am perfectly fine with calling myself spiritual and philosophical, and I can say that I have a certain set of beliefs, and my religion may be completely unorganized and chaotic, and my personal beliefs can even grab from various religions because they do, and because I like it that way. But my personal religion allows me to do that, because my personal set of beliefs and my personal connection to the divine and walk with God and philosophy make me feel comfortable with doing just that. I have no strict rules or guidelines. I do have a guru, and I do accept him as my spiritual master, and I do take a lot from him. But even when considering one who has a guru, it's been said that if a guru gives one instruction to 10 disciples, 10 different things are understood. So the same thing with religion. You can have 500 people in one church and still have 500 different walks of God with God, or 500 different personal religions. You can have 500 different perspectives on what one statement from the Bible means, or from the Quran, or from the Torah, or from the Tao Te Ching, or from whatever. So perspective is key here, folks. And in my perspective, I'm okay with being called religious. I'm not afraid of it. And in all honesty, I'm kind of just tired of people saying this thing. I'm not religious, I'm spiritual. La, 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 la. Do some research, look into the words, figure it out. Stop talking nonsense. Because if you really knew what being religious was, you might own that shit, sucker. Alright, you guys, thank you for tuning in to this episode of What's the H.A.P.S? And I'm your crazy host, Zeke Sadiq. I hope you guys have learned something today, and please dig deep. Whatever it is that you're doing, dig deep. Figure out the meanings of the words that you use. Blessed be. Have a great day. Hit that like button, and see you guys later.